My dear, the specialist said your absence left a wound deeper than any doctor could heal. They told me your love was a rare virus, beautiful, contagious, and impossible to cure. The verdict? You are the trauma I never wanted but always carried inside. Healing you was impossible. They said I must first forgive the ghost you became. You were the only diagnosis without a name, yet your pain felt familiar. They warned me, loving you would shatter me, but I chose to break anyway. The specialist said your silence screamed louder than any words ever could. They told me you're an enigma wrapped in heartbreak's cruelest disguise. You were both my poison and my medicine, impossible to separate or resist. The verdict was clear, your love was a storm, and I was drowning willingly. They said I should forget you, but forgetting would mean erasing my own soul. The specialist's eyes filled with sadness, knowing I loved a ghost masquerading as flesh. You are the shadow I chase, every step forward pulls me deeper into darkness. They said your touch was electric, but your heart was a locked vault. Healing from you isn't about forgetting but learning to live with your echo. The specialist said, this love will haunt you forever, embrace the beautiful pain. They told me the scars you left were maps of a love too fierce to last. You are the unsolvable riddle, the question no healer can ever answer. They said I carry your absence like a sacred wound I refuse to close. The verdict? Loving you was my greatest risk and my most profound lesson. They warned me your love was a wildfire, burning bright but destined to destroy. You are the silence between my breaths, louder than any scream. The specialist said your goodbye was a lesson in unbearable grief and unexpected grace. They told me your love was a constellation, beautiful, distant, unreachable. You were the diagnosis no medicine could cure, but my heart held on. The verdict shook me, you are both the ache and the healing I sought. They said the void you left is a cathedral where my broken heart prays. You were the dream the specialist said I should never chase but always remember. The specialist's words were a prophecy, this love will rewrite your soul. They told me your love was a bittersweet poison I willingly swallowed. You are the riddle that doctors cannot solve, but my heart deciphers daily. The verdict was a silent storm, a heartbreak the universe scripted perfectly. They said your love was an impossible code my heart tried desperately to crack. You are the echo in my veins, the ghost in my heartbeat. The specialist warned, loving you is like dancing on glass, painful yet beautiful. They said your absence carved a canyon too wide to ever bridge again. You are the wound I wear like armor, fragile yet fierce. The verdict? You're the love that both broke me and made me whole. They told me your love was a paradox, healing and harming all at once. You are the silence that speaks louder than any confession I could make. The specialist said your heart was a locked book with pages only I read. They warned me your goodbye was a lesson in unspoken love and endless regret. You are the storm I chased, the calm I lost. The verdict was harsh, loving you is a beautiful disease with no cure. They told me your soul danced on the edge of pain and bliss. You are the scar the specialist said I should cherish as a badge of survival. The specialist said your love was a shadow I carry in daylight. They warned me the spaces between your words were louder than any love song. You are the wound that teaches me how to bleed without breaking. The verdict? Your love was a constellation, distant but eternally illuminating. They said your absence echoed like thunder inside my silent prayers. You are the riddle the specialist said would haunt my heart forever. The specialist told me your love was a beautiful lie I needed to learn. They warned me your touch was both a cure and a curse. You are the silence that holds my heart hostage with gentle cruelty. The verdict was clear, loving you was both my downfall and my salvation. They said your heart was a locked door I tried endlessly to open. You are the echo in my soul, the whisper I can never forget. The specialist said your love was a paradox I was born to live. They told me your goodbye was a wound that would never fully heal. You are the storm I weathered, the calm I lost forever. The verdict? Your love was an ache I carried like sacred fire. They said your silence was louder than any promise you ever broke. You are the shadow the specialist said would dance with me for life. The specialist warned, loving you is both beautiful and devastatingly cruel. They told me your heart was a fortress with walls too high to climb. You are the wound that taught me how to feel without breaking apart. The verdict was this: your love was a haunting melody I can't unhear. They said your absence was a void filled with unspoken regrets and silent prayers. You are the riddle that doctors say has no cure but I live with daily. The specialist said your love was both the poison and the antidote I needed. They warned me your goodbye was a lesson in silent heartbreak and grace. You are the echo that follows me through every lonely night and empty room. The verdict? Loving you was my greatest wound and my deepest healing. They said your heart was a locked secret I could never fully uncover. You are the silence that screams louder than any confession of love. The specialist said your love was a beautiful curse I never wanted to break. They warned me your absence was a storm I'd weather for a lifetime. You are the scar I wear proudly, proof of a love both fierce and fragile. If this touched your soul, don't scroll, like, comment your favorite quote, and subscribe for more. They said your love was a paradox, both a wound and a healing balm. You are the ghost the specialist said I'd never stop chasing. The verdict? Your absence is a silent scream echoing through my soul. They warned me loving you was dancing with a beautiful disaster. You are the shadow that taught me how to find light in darkness. The specialist said your heart was a riddle only pain could solve. They told me your love was a fire I chose to walk through anyway. You are the silence that teaches me how to listen to my own heart. The verdict was this: loving you was the most profound kind of madness. They said your goodbye was a wound that taught me how to survive love. You are the ache the specialist said I'd carry like a sacred song. They warned me your love was a storm with no end but infinite lessons. You are the ghost in my veins, the silence in my breath. The verdict? Loving you was both my greatest risk and my truest salvation. They said your heart was a locked vault, holding all my unanswered prayers. You are the riddle I'll carry through every lifetime, every heartbeat. The specialist said your love was a beautiful lie I needed to learn. They warned me your absence was a silence louder than any words. You are the wound that taught me how to bleed without losing myself. The verdict was this: your love was the storm that made me whole. Your love was a secret the universe whispered only to my broken heart. They said the pain you left behind is a sacred fire that fuels my soul. You are the silence I didn't know my heart was screaming for. The specialist said your absence is a ghost I'll never stop dancing with. Loving you was a risk no healer could ever advise against. You are the echo of a love both cruel and beautiful beyond words. They told me your goodbye was the beginning of 1,000 silent prayers. Your love was a mystery the universe dared me to unravel. The specialist said the void you left is a hollow I fill with memories. You are the wound that became my unexpected teacher in love and loss. They warned me your silence was louder than any spoken promise. Loving you felt like chasing a shadow I could never quite catch. You are the ache that rewrote my soul's most sacred chapters. The specialist said your heart was a labyrinth I was never meant to escape. They told me your love was a storm with no calm on the horizon. You are the ghost in my breath, haunting my every waking moment. The verdict? Your love was a flame I chose to burn with, endlessly. They said your absence echoed like thunder in my quietest moments. You are the silence that screams louder than any words I've ever spoken. The specialist said your love was a bittersweet song that never ends. They warned me loving you was like holding a wildfire in my hands. You are the wound I wear like a crown, painful, yet powerful. The verdict was clear, your love both shattered and saved my fragile heart. They told me your goodbye was a silent blessing in disguise. You are the riddle that no medicine can heal but my soul understands. The specialist said your love was a beautiful disaster I never wanted to leave. They warned me your absence was a storm I carry in my bones. You are the echo in my veins, the shadow behind every smile. The verdict? Loving you was a sacred wound I cherished deeply. They said your heart was a fortress only broken souls could enter. You are the silence that taught me to hear the whispers of my soul. The specialist said your love was a paradox, healing pain wrapped in beauty. They told me your goodbye was the start of my own quiet awakening. You are the ghost the universe sent to teach me what love truly means. The verdict was haunting, your love was both my curse and my salvation. They warned me your silence held more truth than any spoken word. You are the ache I carry, sacred and unspoken. The specialist said your love was a storm I chased despite the warning signs. They told me your absence was a wound that time refuses to heal. You are the shadow in my soul's deepest corners, both pain and light.